Today I have another showcase ramble ASMR video with a new oracle deck that I just received today. I had backed it on Kickstarter a little while ago, and I want to share it with you. And so I opened it and sort of looked through it once, but this is my first real kind of interaction with the deck, so we can go through it together. So this is the box. It's very beautiful. The box says follow your intuition, and here is the box. I don't know in terms of like the prints if they'll be in the regular ones, like if you buy them now, or if they were just for the Kickstarter. But there's this print in there. There was also in the box have this one, and it's actually signed and is on some sort of fancy paper. The other one's like glossy and a postcard. It also came with a sticker, as well as the artist's card. And I will, of course, put all the links in the description. And here is the little thank you note, and this is what the front of it looked like. So again, I'm not sure if that's just for backers or if that's for anyone. So it's, and forgive me if I mispronounce things, which I'm sure I will. It's the Los Campos Energéticos deck. It's an oracle deck by Carmen. Get her name right. So this is the book, and it is in both Spanish and English. The artist is from Spain, and her name is Carmen Seijas. Like I said, I'm probably mispronouncing it. I am sorry. And her studio is La Sombra Studio. And again, since it's coming from Spain, the Spanish, everything's in Spanish in the first part, and then if we go to the second half, we get all of the same information, but in English. And she, of course, has, like, I love guidebooks that are like this, has a little bit about the deck, and then has some spreads, and then each page for the card has a black and white of the card, as well as keywords, and then more information. So what I'm gonna do today, like I've done for some of the other recent Ramble showcase videos, is flip through the cards and then periodically do some, if one speaks to me in particular, read the entry for that card. I'll probably read, a little bit from her beginning. I don't want to sort of give it all away, but just to kind of give you some context. And then, of course, my own little comments here and there. So hopefully you'll like this video. And just like on the side of the box where it says follow your intuition, at the end it says trust your intuition. And yeah, and it's both written and illustrated by her. So it's a really beautiful deck. Again, having only just literally flipped through it once, I can already tell I'm gonna love this deck. I love the box. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna leave it there open. So here's the back of the cards. I don't know what the exact size is, but they're more like the size of a playing card. They might be slightly bigger. But to me, I like that because, as you can see, I actually have pretty small hands. Or maybe you can't tell, but I do. I have very small hands. I literally held them up to my 10-year-old niece's hands, and they were the same size. So, yeah, apparently I'm a 10-year-old. And I've already shuffled them a little, so these are not in order. And I'm going to go ahead and put one down real quick. So this is... Okay, I can't speak Spanish, so I'm actually, I think, gonna take the box away now that I'm seeing it, because the box is very large in comparison, and I want you to be able to see it. And I don't mean that as that is not in any way a criticism of it. I like the larger box. Okay, let's see. Is it La Escritura? Alright. One thing I love is the color palette, the blues. Even though blue is not my favorite color, for whatever reason, I find it very compelling in a deck. So, for instance, the Cerulean Sequence by James R. Eads, or Endless Oracle by Eric Mail, and the Instera, which isn't out yet but will be coming out. They jump to mind as blue decks. So I'm going to read just a little bit from the very beginning to give you some context to this deck, and then we'll start flipping through the cards. So in the very beginning, she has something that says the deep feeling. And I'm not going to read the whole part, just a small bit. We live in a time when our minds and nervous systems are exposed to constant stimulation that fragments and manipulates our feelings, separating us from our roots. This deck aims to be a bridge of connection with the now, with the body, and with all the energy that surrounds us, an invitation to connect with our electromagnetic fields, creating space for individual feelings, and thus being able to access the collective feeling in a balanced way. And she talks about her process, and then it says this deck is an oracle, a deck of 50 cards called the energy fields. It is divided into unequal groups that represent some of the energy sets around us, from the most earthly to the most ethereal. It has been created in silence and solitude, infusing all the essence of what it is to trust in oneself. May this oracle help you expand your intuition, turn on the invisible guide, and trust your inner pendulum. And then the 9 energetic families that she uses are the plant world, the animal world, the stars, the seasons, and then, let's see, the opposites, the magical tools, the deities, and the guide animals. Oh, sorry, the elements. I mixed them up. And, she has a section like how to connect with the deck. Like I said, spreads. So let's go ahead and just start doing a flip through. And like I said, if a card really jumps out at me, or I just have one that I want to use, I will try to do a reading or two. And I don't know that I'm going to try to pronounce, because I just don't want to mess it up, but I'll just sort of show you. And if you know Spanish, and something like this, altar, like altar. But it's just so beautiful. Both the artwork, the blues, and some of them start to have more color in them separate from blue. Like you can see some yellow starting here. Looks like the intuition card. Intuition. sure. I mean, I think it's owl. Oh, I love this little bat. Let's go ahead and read for the bat. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going in the guidebook to pull for that card. Okay, I'm in the animals. Yeah. And I'm not sure how it translates because if it's bad or darkness in Spanish, but the keywords are see the invisible, enjoyment, energy of play. The darkness is a space of safety and comfort for the bats. In it they feel at peace, and through it they move with security and joy. The bats see in the darkness what is hidden in the light of day. Perhaps in the next few days some secrets that were hidden will be revealed. The energy of the bat invites us to face our fears through play and to trust intuition as radar in the dark. They say that if we feel curious, we cannot feel fear. How would you feel if you transformed your emotions about what scares you into curiosity? How to channel this energy. Write a list of what scares you, transform each phrase into its curious version, expand on the description. For example, I am afraid of trying new things and failing. Could be, what it can happen if I try something new. Maybe if I try something new I fail, but maybe not. Maybe I discovered that I didn't like doing it, or that it was my favorite thing. And if I discovered that it wasn't what interested me, maybe this guides me to see that my path is another. So that's an example. So I really like that. This sort of, I like how she sort of has the end there on a question. They're always like that. But that goes beyond that to sort of give you, at least in that case, a prompt. I don't know if they're all prompts, but I like the how to channel this energy. So she doesn't just sort of leave you hanging there. And I really particularly like in this card how she talks about transforming your emotions about what scares you into curiosity. I know I've recently been trying to do something like that with some relationships that I have where, instead of running from scary bits or being, paralyzed by the anxiety, instead trying to approach it more with curiosity, though easier said than done. So let's keep going. This one's pretty too. I like this one. Some of these ones that have additional colors are just really beautiful. But that particular blue, I just can't get over it. The house. There's one I know, the house. Look. I think this is time. And just like with any of my other videos, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this deck, or if anything jumped out at you, like a particular card, or for the ones I do a reading for, if something jumped out at you. There's so many of these that are jumping out at me, but I know I can't read them all. So like the river. And as we all know at this moment in time, so May weird. So I'll put the link if you're in America. It may not affect us at all. I'm not sure, but just be aware that it's coming from Spain, so there may be extra prices, but I'm actually not sure, so don't let that scare you. I'll make sure that, like I said, the description to where you can order is in the link where you could order is in the description. The earth or ground here. They're getting all mixed up. I like how the snake appears in multiple. So it appears in that one, and then it's again here in water. See, the little tongue. Here's another card that has some more color in it. This is the image from the front of the box. Sorry. This looks like crystals. I think the night. The day. Here's the cat. The wolf. Let's see. I'm trying to check and see if there's another one coming up that I want to read. Because I probably just want to read maybe one more. And then, yeah, like this one. I'll save it for last. Let's see, it's just beautiful. To me, the whole, so far what really grabs out, or jumps out to me is, it's like, I mean, I guess kind of, maybe we're just going for nature and spirit sort of together, and I feel like the blues she uses really tap into that. Knowing tarot, like the cups are associated with water, and it's associated with like emotion and things like that. And I do think there's something to that. I also think blue is a very calming color. I think that may be part of why I like it in cards. I see it and it just immediately makes me, like take a breath. It's the blue, like the night's not black really, right? The night's kind of a dark blue in many ways. Or some sort of shade of dark blue. At least it seems that way to me. I don't know if that's real or not. Then here's the rose. I drew that earlier, like for the 1 second I interacted with this deck before running over here to make a video because I was so excited. And then I'm assuming this is the mystery El Misterio. Again, apologies that I think I'm butchering this, but that's the one I want to end on. So let's read the entry for that one. And I'm just going to the guidebook. Unfortunately, the only language I have in any facility at all, and that is not very much, is Russian. Like I took Spanish in high school, but that was a long time ago. So like I said, I try my best, but otherwise I would be reading to you the Spanish side as well, even if I didn't know the words, but I could pronounce, even if I didn't know the meaning of the words, but I could pronounce them. So I'm sorry I cannot provide that, but because my guess is that, that the Spanish might be even more evocative. So this has the keywords trusting and the mystery of existence. The word mystery comes from the Latin mysterium, secret intention, and the Greek mysterion, which means secret ritual ceremony. The origin of this word comes from the verb mayan, which means closed, arcane, hermetic, that cannot be explained. This verb refers to spiritual experiences on the physical plane, to the connection between worlds. The meaning of life, the creation of the universe, and our existence. As much as we have tried to find an explanation, life remains a mystery. The most important question that humanity has faced still has no exact answer. But there are moments of epiphany that have given meaning to our lives, synchronicities, natural spaces that have impacted us, the light of the full moon, a sunset. When the energy of the mystery appears in your life, it is a call to trust, to have faith, reconnect with the root of our existence, with the subtle whisper of nature that connects us with the purest truth within the universe and outside the walls of the system. We are here for a reason. How to channel this energy. For a week, do everything in your power to get out of your routine and your comfort zone. This doesn't have to be anything fancy, just different. Spend some time each day doing something you perceive as magical. Spend time with people with whom conversations flow and hours seem short. Chase sunsets or sit under the light of the full moon. Let the sunlight bathe you while you stand barefoot in frozen rivers. Help others and volunteer. Dance in your kitchen and sing in the street. Everything that makes you remember that life is a magical place. Oh, what a beautiful card. Both in description and in the picture. I mean, it's really amazing even here, right? She has the moon, and you can kind of see it almost reflected on the side of the mountain, providing light. And I like that the star is actually like within the mountain. And is that a pathway? Is that a river? It could be both. So anyway, this is the Los Campos Energéticos. And again, like I said, I apologize if I am mispronouncing, or not if, I probably am mispronouncing. And here's the box. Oh, I guess I need to pull that back a little bit. There we go. And the guidebook, which is a lover of guidebooks. I love how much is in this. And I think it's great that she provides an English translation. Otherwise, I would covet this deck and to be sad that it didn't speak Spanish. I might would have bought it anyway, just because of the images. But yeah. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully, if something drew you and you want to share it, please love to hear about it in the comments. And I'll put links in the description in case this is a deck you're interested in. Thanks for coming today, and I hope to see you soon.